Kal Halalim La Yahweh, Alahayanawa Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash, Brakti Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash, the water Yahweh, Alahayanawa Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who teach, everyone around the world, and whom I watch intently, or I watch diligently. Double honors to them, and they are the men of the Lord. Yahweh is the Most High's name, which means He exists. Yah meaning He, Wah meaning He exists. Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, or Yahweh Shai, because see, the Most High's name is in our King's name, right? Yahweh Shai means He delivers. Washai, or Hawashai means He delivers, because He is our King that intervenes for us. He's our lawyer, our lawyer, and that name is only stated by the individuals who other one has given the blessing to proclaim and pray with that name, or pray to the Lord using that beautiful name, where there's a lot of power. As mentioned in Acts, there's only one name under heaven that we must be saved. And I just wanted to touch on this this particular article over here. The Scottish government hails historic day as MSP's passed gender recognition bill. Okay, and MSP is where is it? MSP is members of the Scottish Parliament. Okay, that's what it means, MSP. Okay. Holyrood votes in favour of plans to allow people to legally change their gender through a system of self-identification. There's apparently about 100 different genders that they're changing. But the Lord, according to Genesis, made them male and female to procreate and to multiply, right? Okay, let's go to Holyrood. Where's that one? Holyrood. Just want to get so we understand what that means. Is Scottish Parliament called Holyrood. The Scottish Parliament, Scottish Gaelic Parliament, Na Alba, Scots Parliament, is devolved uncameral legislature of Scotland, located in the Holyrood area of the capital city of Edinburgh. It is frequently referred to by the metonym Holyrood. What's metonym mean? Is it metonym? Or is it metonym, right? Metonym. The substitution of the name of an attribute or adjunct for that of the thing meant. For example, suit for business executive or the turf for horse racing. Okay, so basically, it's an attribute, that name. Okay, Holyrood. Okay. All right, cool. We've got that sorted. Let's get back to the article. Here we go. This is dated the 22nd of December. Okay. The Scottish Government has hailed a historic day for equality after MSPs approved plans to make it easier and less intrusive for individuals to legally change their gender, extending the new system of self-identification to 16 and 17-year-olds for the first time. 6 years after it proposed by the First Minister, Nicola Sturgeon, after two of the largest public consultations in the history of the Scottish Parliament, and amid an increasingly toxic and polarised political discourse. The bill was passed by MSPs on Thursday in a specially extended session as a mark of the escalating tensions surrounding these changes. The debate was disrupted minutes before the final vote by protesters in the public gallery shouting, "Shame on you, and this is the darkest day," which it is. Okay? The final vote followed an unprecedented 2 days of debate as members worked across party and past midnight on more than 150 amendments to address concerns about abusive males potentially taking advantage of the new system and its impact on UK equality. Okay? The Gender Recognition Reform Scotland Bill removes the need for a psychiatric diagnosis of gender dysphoria in order to obtain a gender recognition certificate and extends the application process to 16 and 17-year-olds for the first time. That's why they're teaching your children, having trannies teaching your children in kindergarten, or what we call in the UK nursery schools. Okay, when you send when your son or daughter is about 2.5, 3 years old, you send them to like kindergarten or whatever. They got like these flip flops teaching your children. Okay, so it's ingrained in their mind. Okay, so they're confused, and there's a lot of children that are coming out that they regretted doing it, because what happens is there's a lot of men, well, if you want to call them men, that have had their genitals cut off, their rod removed, and then that demon leaves them once they have the rod removed, and then they walk around without a penis, and then they regret doing that. They say, "I shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have done it." Okay, that's ultimately a demon on these people. That's one hell of a demon, man. To actually like the same sex, yeah, it's disgusting. Scotland's new self-identification system will also introduce the time someone must have been permanently living in their acquired gender before they can apply, from 2 years to 3 months, or 6 months for those aged 16 and 17. Listen, when we were 16 and 17, we don't know nothing, okay? But I know one thing as a man. I definitely knew that, back in them days. I mean, even now, if you're a regular male, you're gonna like women, especially at 16. Your hormones are gonna be through the roof thinking about girls, right? That's why they're confusing these kids. With a 3-month reflection period during which an individual can change their mind. Oh my God. Despite the concerns, some of the SNP backbenchers, Scottish National Party, the bill passed comfortably with support from Scottish Greens, Labour and Scottish Liberal Democrats. 9 NSP MSP voted against their government, including Ash Regan, the former minister who quit in protest at the first vote. 2 Labour members who were whipped to vote in favour also rebelled, while 3 Tories who were allowed a free vote supported it. Okay, proposing the final version of the bill to Parliament. The Social Justice Minister, Shona Robison, said that, like equal marriage and civil partnership legislation before it, this is an important step to creating a more equal Scotland. More equal. Okay, yada, yada, yada. Okay, the fact of the matter is they passed that bill, okay? Let's just check this out, what they're doing here.
The result of the vote on motion 7312 in the name of Shona Robison is yes 86, no 39. There were no abstentions. The motion is therefore agreed and the Gender Recognition Reform Scotland Bill is passed.
You don't see everyone clapping. You see some of the older generation. They're sitting there in shock and horror, And this is Scotland as well, so there's a lot of Jakes amongst them, possibly, because it's Scotland, which was a stronghold of Jake back in the day, right? And so there's a lot of Jake foreigners there, that have a different look, okay? And even some Edomites, even though they're wicked by nature, some of them feel kind of, a tad kind of horrified as well, because especially the older generation is different from what they grew up on. Okay, it's abnormal. That's why I can't even watch the TV programs nowadays. I'll maybe watch the news, and if I watch anything, it's always old school programs, that had some kind of, even though they're all wicked too, but they had a little bit more common sense to a certain degree. But anyway, let's just carry on.
Thank you all. We will continue with business. Thank you. The next, we will
There you go. The people that don't like it saying shame on you. Then you got this Elamite over here that's bigs it up too.
suspend business.
All right. I just want to go into some. Oh yeah, I just want to go into some a bit of information as well. Okay, this writer, Dr. Jacqueline Batalora, right? Now, Elder Malcolmer of GMS Chicago brought this out, I think maybe 6 years ago or within that time, from what I remember. Okay, on one of his channels, which is a lot of information on. I suggest you go on them. Where he brought out the term black and white, why it was created and when it was created. I'm not going to go into that now, okay? But also Jacqueline Batalora, there was an interview, which I'm not going to play, it's on YouTube. She mentioned the fact that when homosexuality and this kind of disgusting behavior, which is abnormal to the beautiful union between a man and his woman or his women in a righteous manner, which is only an Israelite couple can do in their right mind, okay? Right? And multiplying, having children, okay? When it goes to a degenerate level, okay? Degeneracy, homosexuality, trans people, all that kind of thing. When it goes to that, when it's heightened, that means a civilization is ending. It's the end of a civilization. Number one is getting to that point where, for example, like in what did the Lord do to Sodom and Gomorrah? Then the Lord, nuke that place. Okay. Then the Lord, send lasers down and burn that place down. Okay, because it got to the point where it was just completely off the chain. And right now, this is worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. So what do you think Yahweh Hashem Mashah is going to do now? So that is spiritual in its sense. And also, when all this is happening, of course, it's going to be end of a civilization because people aren't procreating. Man and woman ain't coming together, creating children. Okay, Israelites, Israel is always going to be here. But I'm just saying, hypothetically, men and women are not producing children. How can a civilized go on? I mean, how can a civilization go on? Right? It's common sense. But I suggest you check out her book as well, The Invention of White People by Dr. Jacqueline Batalora. Okay, she's got some real cool information. Really, really edifying. Okay, and also, what really pisses me off, man, is the fact that these devils have used the rainbow, right, which is a beautiful, beautiful symbol for this faggot shit. You know what I mean? Okay, Spotify's Joe Rogan suggests that trans are a sign of civilization's collapsing. And he's right. And this is what published 11 months ago on the 20th of January, 2022. Me personally, I think Joe Rogan's a Jake. That's what I think, because Rogan is an Irish surname. And, I don't know, I get like a Jakey vibe from him. I know, he's sort of linked in, you know what I mean? Pressure from above, pressure from below, kind of like Alex Jones kind of thing. But he's a little bit more gung-ho. But that's neither here or there. But the fact of the matter is, he's definitely touching on this as well. And it is a sign of civilization's collapsing. Okay, if you look at this now, I mean, growing up as a child in the 80s, Christmas was like a big thing. Everybody's lights would be on outside their house, Christmas trees. You could see them as you walk through the street, through people's lounge windows, with the TVs on and everything. People doing Christmas carols, I even did that shit myself as a child, knocking on people's doors, singing, we wish you a Merry Christmas and all that shit. I mean, that was like back in the day. We don't know any better. You're 9, 10 years old. You don't know any better, right? And obviously you grow up and you learn, you learn from your mistakes. And definitely no Christmas tree in this house no more. And obviously on the street now, when I look around, just last year, there's a few people still putting on Christmas lights. Now this year, there are none. None. There are no lights on. The mirth is gone. Okay? People are miserable. Okay? And obviously with everything going up in price, especially the bills being through the roof, a lot of people aren't going to put those lights on anyway. Okay? So, I mean, we're at the end, man. And plus, with this happening as well, boy, we're there. So I'm going to read a couple of scriptures and finish it off, okay? I'm going to go to Genesis 19, and, okay, this is about Lot and his family. I'm going to go to the main part. Genesis 19 and 24. Then the Lord, Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, rained upon Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone fire from the Lord out of heaven. Okay? So if you want to put it in layman's terms, kind of like nuking the place. Okay? Now, if it's coming from out of heaven, it was definitely the chariots who are, the angels doing their thing for Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, just burning that place down. Verse 25, and he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities and that which grew upon the ground. Okay? And you know how our women are, okay? And especially Israelite women today. But I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Lot's wife, women are fickle and women always want to go where pleasure is. So therefore, Lot's wife looked back because obviously Lot was a wealthy man, right? And then she became a pillar of salt. Okay? Okay, I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, let's go to verse 28 as well. His wife looked back and from behind, and she became a pillar of salt. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before the Lord. And he looked towards Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. That same thing's going to happen to America. America is just a big, sacrificial. It's just going to be a big sacrifice, like a big funeral pyre, It's going to be a big, massive sacrifice. The Lord's going to burn that up, and that's going to burn for generations, man. It's going to burn for a long time, put it that way. I won't specify on the time, but it's going to burn for a very, very, very long time. I mean, when 9/11 happened, then that burned for quite a while, that smoke. And that's just like a small thing. Can you imagine when all those nukes and all those bombs hit America and different parts of the world? How long that smoke's going to be going up for? Yeah? Okay? So we're at the end, man, It's just a matter of time before other things happen. The next Black Swan event, which I believe will be some kind of lockdown because something's going on in China. A lot of people don't believe the BS about the so-called 19 thing, but I'm sure, when you go on, there's also, like on some of these movie websites, right? They've got movies with C20, C21, C22, okay? Movies about zombie outbreaks, all this kind of thing, okay? And there's something in that, okay, that's gonna turn these people, man. And when the next Black Swan event happens, that's going to be a lockdown, and that's going to be harder than it was before. So what the first one did was sort of get you used to it, and this one's going to come in harder. And a lot of people aren't expecting that. They're hoping the world so-called go back to normal, but it's not gonna. Okay, and then once a financial crash happens, which will be probably like a domino effect straight after that, then the charagma will be implemented, which will be Revelation 13, 16, and 17, which we call the elders call the MOTB. Okay, and then that's going to be the biggest test. The first test was, a lot of people not taking the juice in their arm. That was a test that you passed, man, because you didn't fall for the lies and the crap that spews out of the mouth of the elites, so-called elites, and their puppets. Okay, and this homo thing, tranny thing, is just another thing, another situation where we're at the end. Okay, Romans 1:26. For this cause God, Adawan Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, gave them up unto vile affections. For even there, women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Let's go to further. Verse 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meat. Okay, and that is a vile affection, to actually have, the way a man, right, would have a desire towards a beautiful single woman, right, and you got the desire for the same sex. That is a vile, very vile affection. Okay. Leviticus 20:13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. Okay. All right. And that's going to come. Okay. The prophets ain't going to do it, but the Lord's going to make it happen where this is going to happen by whoever the Lord puts the spirit on to make these things happen, as well as the final climax of the situation will be the nukes, and also the other various ways prior to that as well, with the riots and the race riots and martial law troops and group gangs walking around, certain race groups, Edomites walking around, that are Moes. They're going to be doing their thing as well. Onto you, Moes, you women that like to jump from, as Elder Malcolm would say, the carousel, right? It's going to be real hot girl summer for you, and and some of you attractive women that like to walk around naked, wearing your thongs through your see-through dresses in clubs. Okay, there's a lot of you're going to get ran through by a lot of men, and a lot of women that like women, that have that real vile spirit, are going to be ganging up on you as well. There's going to be a lot of, this is the worst time ever in history is going to come. There's not a time. Okay, the last time was probably something similar, was 70 AD, but this is going to be 70 AD, quadruple that, 7 times that, on steroids, man. Okay, it's going to be on Tren, HGH. If you want to put it in layman's terms, it's going to be real crazy out here. Okay. The fact of the matter is, right, this is just another blow, another jab, right, to the knockout that's coming, which is the end of this civilization. Okay, which means a rebirth and the rule of Yasharallah. I don't want Ratazar this speeds up. Okay, and may Yahweh Hashem Yashai make everything happen in 2023, so we don't have to see 2024. And may Yahweh Hashem Yashai's righteous reign come upon this planet and beyond. All praises to Yahweh B'Hashem Yashai B'Hashem Rakak V'Dash. Shalom.